This is video 3, Nature of the Self. கொள்ளத்தக்கதும் தள்ளத்தக்கதுமாம் இவ்விரண்டின் கூறு கைலாய் அளத்தற்காம் உடம்பின் மார்பகத்து ஓரிடத்து இதயம் என அமைந்த அங்கம் தள்ளத்தக்கதாகும் ஓரறிவு ஆகார இதயம் கொள்ளத்தக்கதாகும் என்று உளத்துள் கொள் அது உள்ளும் புறமும் உள்ளது உள்வெளியில் உள்ளது அன்றாம். So the Muni says, Rishi says, we can suppose there are two hearts with every human being. The one on the left made up of flesh and blood, just set it aside, he says. ஓரறிவு ஆகார இதயம் கொள்ளத்தக்கதாகும். You have to accept as the self what? The one knowledge which is there in all human beings. The one knowing principle which is there in all human beings. Knowledge does not mean here object, knowledge of object, subject, some other subject like chemistry, physics. No. Just knowing, pure knowing, Suddha Chaitanyam. Atma knowing itself, we can say that. Okay? Doesn't know any object at all. And he says, Adu ullum puramum ulladhu ulveliyil ulladhu andram. This knowing principle which pervades all human beings and all beings is both inside and outside. You cannot call it being outside or you cannot say it is inside. It is both inside and outside. The thing is, it is all pervasive. In the next verse he says, Aduve Mukhiya Idayam. That is the important heart. Which one? The cave of the heart. Which one? The place at which the limitless, boundless Brahman reduces itself to the size and capability of the body in the form of a ego, sense of I. அதுவே முக்கிய இதயம். That place is the heart. அதன்கண் இவ்வகிலமுமே அமர்ந்திருக்கும். On that chair the entire universe is sitting, we can say. On that bench, on that seat the entire universe is sitting. அதுவே முக்கிய இதயம். அதன்கண் இவ்வகிலமுமே அமர்ந்திருக்கும். அது ஆடி எப்பொருட்கும். It is the mirror for any object in the universe. Now you are getting it? See, here they are not talking about the universe as being an independent entity at all. They are reduced to the mirror effect. They are reduced to objects which are reflected on a mirror. Mirror of what? Human consciousness. Where is it? In you, in me, right now. So now we need to segregate. What is it that is permanent? What is it that is impermanent? Awareness is permanent. All objects of awareness are impermanent. This body, the world, the earth, stars, everything, they will come into existence, they subsist, they will die. So, அதுவே முக்கிய இதயம். அதன்கண் இவ்வகிலமுமே அமர்ந்திருக்கும். அது ஆடி எப்பொருட்கும். That is a mirror which reflects everything and anything in the universe. எல்லா செல்வங்கட்கும் அதுவே இல்லம். If you, as an individual, if you access that, that is the birthplace of all wealth. அதனாலே அனைத்துயிர்க்கும் அறிவதுவே இதயம் என அறையலாகும். So, it is called the heart because it is there everywhere. It is there in all beings. அனைத்துயிர்க்கும் அறிவதுவே. It is that heart which serves as the knowing principle in all human beings and all sentient beings. That is why it is called the heart. Which means, knowing principle makes you know you as an individual. Knowing principle makes me know me as an individual. The knowing principle makes a cow know itself as an individual. The knowing principle makes the mosquito know itself as a mosquito. But within the limitations of the body, the upadi, the add-on. That is how it functions. So, it is one, say for example, ocean is there, we throw 1 billion footballs on the ocean. In fact, the ocean pervades all the footballs, so to say. So, the football is pervaded by the ocean. It goes in and comes out. So, each individual is like that one football. What is common to all the footballs? It is that ocean, water. The knowing principle is common to all beings. This is what is said in this verse. அதனாலே அனைத்துயிர்க்கும் அறிவதுவே இதயம் என அறையலாகும் சிதையா நிற்கும் கற்போல் சடவுடலின் அவயவத்து ஓர் சிறு கூறு அன்றால். This Brahman, this cave of the heart, the Brahman which is there in the cave of the heart, it remains like a stone, he says, unmoving, still, permanent. Of course, a stone can be broken, as a stone can wear away, but Brahman does not move, because there is no space apart from the self for the self to move. Only if a gap is there, two things can move. It pervades everything, everywhere, without a gap, and it does not die and is not born. Such a substratum is there within you, within me. That is what we are. This is what this verse says. In verse 32, நனவு கனவு துயில் நாடுவார்க்கு அப்பால் நனவு துயில் துரிய நாமத்து எனும் அத்துரியமதே உளதால் தோன்றும் மூன்றும் என்றால் துரிய அதீதம் துணி. Here he is talking about man's 4 states. Every day we experience 3 states normally: waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Okay, this is the subject dealt with by Mandukya Upanishad. On an average, a man every day experiences this, a normal person. Waking, he wakes up, does all his activities, goes to bed, he dreams, then dream also switches off, he goes into a state of deep sleep. Morning he wakes up, again the mind starts running. In deep sleep, the mind goes to sleep. In that state, there is something left which is called Atman, Brahman. But the problem is, on waking up, we don't remain as Brahman, we become an individual again, because the seeds of memory are intact. That is why we have to realize our true being in the wakeful state. That is called Turiyam, the 4th state. Which is that state? In waking, if we remain still as if we are in sleep, and if we remain aware as if we were in wakeful state, so the wakeful state's awareness and deep sleep's stillness of mind, if both are maintained in the waking state, that is called Turiyam. That is the substratum. It's nothing but Brahman, Atma, the 4th state, on which all the 3 states move like cinema character. Waking, dreaming, sleeping, see, this moves. But the Brahman, the Turiyam, the 4th state, Turiya simply means the 4th. 4th state remains constant. Brahman, Atma remains constant. The other states keep moving like this. We need to realize it. What is the method? Vicharam. Of course, in this series, I am not going to talk about the method, which we'll talk about in a separate series. Now, what are we seeing? What is Jnanam? What is the state of enlightenment? What is the state of a Jnani? Jivan Mukta? Both are the same. Both are impersonal. But since we are looking at the body of a person, the Jnani, we always are tempted to think that he is also a body. No. Since we are the body, we experience ourselves as the body. We experience the Jnani also as a body. This is the error. This will go upon enlightenment. So, நனவு கனவு துயில் நாடுவார்க்கு அப்பால் நனவு துயில் துரிய நாமத்து எனும் அத்துரியமலது அதே உளதால் தோன்றும் மூன்றும் என்றால் துரிய அதீதம் துணி. He says, these 3 states which come and go are not permanent. So he says, have the courage to be this state which is permanent, which is unmoving, which is Brahman, which is enlightenment. Where is it? In you. When? Already. You need to remove the screen. Verse 33, சஞ்சித ஆகாமியங்கள் சேராவாம் ஞானிக்கு ஊழ்விஞ்சும் எனல் வேற்றார் கேள்விக்கு விளம்பும் சொல்லாம் பர்த்தாபோய் கைமயுரா பத்தினி எஞ்சாதது போல் கர்த்தாபோம் மூவினையும் கான். Here he is talking about how the 3 karmas, Sanjita karma, Prarabdha karma, Agami karma are removed. He says for a Jnani, all the 3 karmas are gone, he says. They are burnt. Sanjita karma, as I said earlier, is the truckload of all the memories the sins and the merit that we have brought about, memory, out of which Ishvara gives only one package or one sack. Please go and exhaust it. That is prarabdha karma. Agami karma is the result that we are going to produce, the sack that we are going to produce out of our current action. If karma is left, we will be born again. If our desires and our attachments are not burnt, we will be born again. There is no doubt about it. But once you get enlightened, if you realize that I am Brahman, everything is one, what remains is only that existence, consciousness, bliss. This body and the universe are just an appearance in my consciousness. Once you realize this, you will not be touched by karma. That is what he says. He says, a person has 3 wives. Keep the context as India, okay. A person has 3 wives. He says, if the person dies, will one of them still remain a married woman, what is called Sumangali in India, a non-widow, to put it simply? Will one of them still remain, or any one of them still remain non-widow? Since the husband is one, husband dies, all the 3 have to die, all the 3 have to become widow invariably. The same way he says, once you get enlightened, will any of the 3 karmas stay back? He is asking. No. How? Because the individuality is something that is responsible for the creation of the karma. When that individuality itself is dissolved, who is there to retain the memory? No. And upon enlightenment, a jnani, out of his prarabdha karma, a little memory might be left. He might do things, but it will not touch him. It will not affect him. Now, the Ulladhu Naarpadhu Anubandham, supplement to 40 verses on reality, the concluding verse is very interesting. He says, Agila Vedanta Siddhanta Sarathai Aham Unmayaga Arivan, Aham Settu, Aham Aduvahil, Arivuruvam of Ahamade Micham Ari. He says, do you want to know the gist of all the Vedanta, the scriptures, Siddhanta, the conclusions that Jnanis have arrived at? I'll tell you the truth. He says, listen. Aham Settu, Aham Aduvahil, Arivuruvam Bhagamade Micham Hari. If your ego dies out of Vicharam, out of Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, out of hearing the truth, reflecting on the truth, staying still inside, bringing about that stillness of mind, if you stay there, you will realize your true nature. And when you do that, when the ego dies, there will be something left. That is pure awareness. Not awareness of any object at all. That pure awareness will be left. That is what is Brahman, Atma. Of course, you can call it existence, consciousness, bliss. Existence, awareness, bliss. They are inseparable. They are one. Since we speak of oneness from the point of view of two-ness, we have to use language. When we use language, we have to inevitably use many words to describe the one undivided reality, that is Brahman. So we will continue in video 4.